Is there a way to fight piracy? Because the numbers are devastating. In 5-year time, losses will be more than $51 billion, and the fight started a long time ago.
As a big question that we've just tried to answer over an hour in Nextdoor,
and answers? Did you get any?
Well, there are many answers, and I think that's one of the problems, is that each industry, each country, each region have different approaches. Certain rights holders have different approaches. I think the best way of dealing with piracy is in a uniformed approach with as many different weapons in your arsenal as possible. We've discussed trade bodies and what they can do, anti-piracy companies like ourselves and what we can do, data analytics companies that we also do. YouTube have Content ID, you can monetize advertising on YouTube. There are so many different things you can do now, and I think you need to do all of them to have the best approach.
Mm-hmm. What about legislation, tougher laws?
Tougher laws, yes. We've discussed you can set up a website now with complete anonymity. The user details that you can put in don't have to be real. I think from a uploader's perspective and the people that are creating the websites, yes, I think if we can have tougher laws, then great. There was a conversation during the panel about the downloaders. Are they the pirates? We like to look at them as an audience, a high intent audience. Mm-hmm. They're fans of the content. I think if you impose tougher laws on those people from the consumers, we'd probably end up alienating them further away from the industry instead of bringing them back to the industry.
And streamers? I have a lot of friends who say, well, I don't download anything. I just watch and then that's it. I push play and...
That's just technological advancements. It's still the same. The argument doesn't stack up because you use streaming instead of torrenting. It's still pirating. It's harder to enforce against the user if that was something that you wanted to do. Go after specific IP addresses and enforce fines or something. It's harder to do in streaming, but it's still piracy. Streamers, downloaders, people that use the BitTorrent network, they're still fans. I sit here as someone that works in anti-piracy saying that they're not the enemy. The enemy are definitely the websites and the people that are putting the content there and making it accessible. The people that are watching it, we ran a study recently, 83% of the people that do pirate content said they try and find the content legally first.
Really? Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. 83%.
3% said they try and find it legally first, and when they can't, what alternative do they have? Up until 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I would pay £1,000 a year for my cable subscription. I have a subscription to Netflix, Amazon Prime, Spotify, Deezer. I then have to subscribe to 2 other sports channels because I like football. I couldn't get Game of Thrones legally in my house. I lived in the capital, I lived in London. I had a terraced house that I couldn't put a satellite dish on, and Game of Thrones was only at that time on Sky Atlantic. That's crazy. That's not me. I would pay whatever they want for Game of Thrones, but I...
What did you do?
Well, I waited until Blu-ray, and I just got told everything that happened.
That's why you came to the Bronx.
That's why one of the reasons I moved to Liverpool. I moved out of the capital. No, there has subsequently been another subscription platform in the UK called Now TV that you can get Game of Thrones and Sky Atlantic channels on, or Sky Atlantic content on, but it is another subscription platform. So now I have cable and Netflix and Amazon and Now TV. Disney have pulled their content from Netflix and are going to ask you to subscribe to their own VOD platform.
In other words, you're broke.
Precisely. If I want all of the content,
yes.
I have to spend
a lot of money.
And I think, again, that's probably going to drive those consumers towards the free options. Mm-hmm. Go on Popcorn Time and you have all of the content in glorious HD for no price.
Mm-hmm. The great thing about this conversation is that it's free and it's going to be completely legal online. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.